are going to take a look at the City JCA 50 watt combo eminent speaker based off of Soldano, and we are running through the captor, so all the speaker simulation is coming directly out of wall of sound, so we're not even using the built-in speaker. The reason I wanted to take a look at this amp is because it kind of surprised me, really. You can get these all day long for $250, $300, somewhere in that price range. But I had a Rocker 32 prior to getting this, and for what I played, I honestly preferred this over the Rocker 32. So then I got rid of the Rocker 32 and some other pieces of gear, and I got a Mesa Mark IV. Killer amp, but again, preferred this, mainly because of the way the EQ section worked in the Mark IV. The 1 and 2 channel shares some of the EQ, and that really wasn't up to my taste. So I got rid of that for a JCM 800 2205, which had the clean channel and dirty channel, but the clean channel had just a bass and treble, and the rest of the EQ was a full EQ section for the dirty channel, but I could never really get those two channels to sound proper next to each other. They didn't gel. Anyway, so that brings us to this. For me, this amp has beat out a Rocker 32, Mark IV from Mesa, and a JCM 800. That could sound probably crazy to some people, because it sounds crazy to me. So I thought I would show you a little bit of settings on this, as well as put a mix track on, playing some metal type stuff. But this channel, the channel 1, the crunch channel, does not really get very clean. It gets clean-ish. So if you're needing like a pristine clean channel, this is not the amp for you, though I think they do make a version that has a clean channel. This one does not. It's crunch and overdrive is the crunch channel. The gain's a little above halfway. You get bass, middle, treble, presence, and resonance. They call it depth, but it's like a resonance knob. So if you're familiar with a 5150 or like 6505, same thing. And you get a master for each channel and a gain for each channel. Shared EQ, of course. And I'm kind of rolling the volume knob down to kind of clean it up a little bit. But we'll take the gain and go about 9 o'clock on the dial. So if you go to the neck position and roll off on your guitar's volume, get a pretty good clean sound. That's about as clean as you're going to get this amp on the crunch, so let's see how dirty we can get it. This is all the gain on the crunch channel. Let's go to the lead overdrive, whatever you want to call it. And for me, that's what this amp does really well, is the overdrive channel. For example, we're only halfway on the gain. Plenty of gain in this amp. We'll turn the gain all the way up and then we'll back it down to lower settings, because it kind of tightens up really well in the lower settings. Down now. We're about 9 o'clock on the dial for the gain. Very dynamic on your volume knob. So I think what we'll do, last thing we'll do, is we got the gain down, like I said, around 9 o'clock on the overdrive. We have the gain all the way up on the crunch, so we'll just see how those compare. Overdrive channel. Crunch. Back to the overdrive. I don't know if you could hear it, but I kind of flipped back and forth there. You seem to get a little bit more mids and tighter gain on the overdrive, but more bass on the crunch channel. But the gain level between the settings is pretty close right now, so it's kind of your preference, really. Alright, so this has been the City JCA 50 watt, and if you're looking for a budget amp that can compete with some of the more expensive amps out there, give this a shot. You can find them all day long, $250, $300 in that price range.